Good morning, colleagues. As Program Director has indicated, my name is Sylvester Mpandeli. I'm from the Water Research Commission. And my first presentation was supposed to be done by Mr. Dhesigen Naidoo, who is our Chief Executive Officer. Unfortunately, he is not well. So he asked me yesterday to present on his behalf. But my talk is about the work that we are driving as an organization. Some of you are aware that we started the Water Energy Food Nexus Lighthouse or flagship program, if you would like to put it that way, since the beginning of 2012. And when I joined Water Research Commission in 2013, this flagship program was dumped on my table. So this is my baby, and those who have worked with me on Water Energy Food Nexus, I'm overprotective of this because I think I've suffered enough, and there's no way that I'm gonna allow anybody to snatch it. Without wasting any time, my presentation is about assessing the state of the Water Energy Food Nexus in South Africa. And my presentation is based on this report. I will share this document with you. And I must warn you or put a disclaimer in advance. There are some controversial issues that we have raised there, and we are not going to apologize about that. To start with my presentation, look, whatever research and development activities that we are driving at Water Research Commission is also based on national priorities. But at the same time, we've got the responsibility to make sure that we benchmark our activities against what is happening across the globe. As some of you are aware that the Water Energy Food Nexus story started in 2011 during the Bonn conference, wherein head of states sat down and had a meeting and decided that they need to initiate the Water Energy Food Nexus due to the challenges that we are facing across the globe. And some of those challenges include population growth, extreme climatic events and change, migration of people from rural to urban areas, incorrect agricultural practices, and so on. And they've decided to identify various key actors so that at the end of the day, this needs to be derived at political, social, and also providing scientific perspective. The whole idea, and this is the message that we have been championing as an organization. The Water Energy Food Nexus is broadly defined as an approach that considers the interactions, the synergies, the trade-offs of water, energy, and food, and undertaking the management of these resources. Colleagues, some of you are aware that these three sectors have been operating in a silo. And as a result of that, it creates a lot of problems. And one of the challenges that we have noted, because I think by now we have already published more than 5 scientific papers based on the review that we have done, looking at the policies and strategies that have been developed by these sectors or line departments. I'll share with you later on. The problem is that, the fact that these sectors are operating in a silo, they end up, duplicating activities. That's point number one. Number two is the fact that, they fail to recognize the role played by other sectors. The agriculture sector found that it's not recognizing the role played by energy sector. Energy sector is the same story. So that is why, for us, we do believe that each resource sector within this nexus has an equal weighting. That is why we call it Nexus, a Water Energy Food Nexus, because there's no big brother here. The Water Energy Food Nexus presents an opportunity for policymakers, researchers, and development agencies to integrate the sectors to optimize the use of resource base and also maximize synergies, trade-offs, and minimize conflict. And the Water Energy Food Nexus that we are driving at Water Research Commission, we are also linking it up with the Sustainable Development Goals. As you are aware that South Africa made commitments that they would like to contribute toward the 17 SDGs that have been identified by United Nations in 2015, and Water Research Commission has decided to focus specifically on 3 SDGs goals. The first one is the SDG goal number 2, which deals with the zero hunger, and also SDG goal 6, which deals with clean water and sanitation, and SDG 7, which deals with affordable and clean energy. And right now, we have decided that we are also going to add these goals, especially goal 15 that deals with land issue. As you're aware that, land in South Africa it's a hot topic. And for us who are driving water, energy, food nexus, we would like to focus on that because there are several questions that we're asking ourselves to say, if government is talking about land expropriation without compensation, what model or modalities is it going to use in order to allocate water? What model is it going to use in order to allocate water rights? I'm glad that colleagues from DWS colleague is here. So these are some of the activities that we have decided, to add on in order to sort of, stimulate debate. The aim of this study was just to conduct a review of available information and knowledge about water, energy, food nexus in South Africa, and also to conduct a state-of-the-art literature review on past, present, and ongoing work on the water, energy, food nexus, focusing on current status, potential challenges, opportunities for intersectoral water, energy, food nexus planning. And lastly, we thought it would be good to propose a framework for linking the water, energy, food nexus to the sustainable development goals, as I've already alluded to you. This slide is based on the work done by World Resource Institute, but the key message here is that it's not only South Africa which is water constrained. This is a global issue, and we also need to take note of the fact that, whatever is happening maybe in South America, in Asia, in Middle East, it's also has got an impact on our water resource issues. So as a result of that, you can see that the ratio of withdrawal to supply varies from less than 10% to extreme high, which is 80%. So for us as South Africa, due to the fact that we are facing high extreme climatic events and change, we've got the responsibility to also make sure that we build a relationship with our neighboring countries. I don't need to explain that South Africa is also getting water from the Lesotho Highlands project dam. So as a result of that, we also have got the responsibility to make sure that we build that relationship through various mechanisms. And some of you are aware that there's an ongoing project that side wherein water is being transferred to Gauteng province, also into other interbasins. So as a result of that, we have got the responsibility to make sure that our activities needs to go beyond our borders, but at the same time, we also have got the responsibility to maintain our national sovereignty. The water scarcity situation in South Africa emphasized the importance of maintaining the existing infrastructure used to transport, transfer, and treat water. And for us as a Water Research Commission, we do believe that water, energy, food nexus is a very good focus area. We do believe that some of the socio-economic challenges that we are facing, especially with regards to job creation, due to the fact that these 3 sectors are also addressing infrastructure development. There's an opportunity for these sectors to create jobs for our people. And we know that through government mechanisms or policy, user-friendly policies, private sectors also has got a huge interest. We had several meetings with some of the big companies indicating that they would like to partner with the Water Research Commission. Besides job creation, we also do believe that the water, energy, food nexus also provides an opportunity to address poverty and inequality. These 3 big monsters is a problem, and we need to take them head on. The Other issue is to highlight the fact that, I mean, together with this international consideration, South Africa will build and enlarge numerous dams during the next decade to service its increasing population, water and sanitation needs. As you are aware that, I mean, if you look at the number of dams in the SADC region, South Africa and Zimbabwe have got, I mean, the largest number of dams in the region. Another issue that I would like to share with you, and some of you are aware about this is the map coming from the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. It's just only to show the overlap of arable land capabilities and mining rights in South Africa. As you are aware that, I mean, currently we are facing serious challenges between these two sectors, agriculture and mining. And one of the issues that we are facing, especially towards the Lowveld, I mean, area, in Mpumalanga area, find that, I mean, the water quality, it's a problem. And the Water Research Commission has initiated several projects looking at the water that have been polluted, especially by mining companies. And as a result of that, this is bringing unnecessary tension between these, especially within the farming sector or within the farming community. And we do believe that we need to make sure that, I mean, we balance our activities, because the mining sector is there to contribute towards the economy of this country. But at the same time, we also need to be mindful of our natural resources. Agriculture is there or here to produce food for our people. So how do we make sure that we balance the scale? We address sustainable development issues, but also taking cognizance of the natural resources that we have. So these are some of the issues that is really creating a lot of problems. I'm glad that, I mean, some of the mining companies around Mpumalanga, they are using polluted water to irrigate potato crop. And Simba company has also invested a lot of resources in partnership with the Water Research Commission. So at least something is happening, but we do believe that, I mean, they need to do more. This slide, it talks about renewable energy project in South Africa. Colleagues, you are aware that, I mean, there's this nuclear story. But for us, as Water Research Commission, we do believe that we need to derive the energy story in such a way that, I mean, we emphasize the issue of energy mix, which means that it's not only nuclear energy, but we also need to look at the renewable energy initiatives. Water Research Commission has funded a few projects that are being, I mean, managed by various universities across the country, and one of the projects is based in Northern Cape. So as a result of that, if you look at these slides, you realize that there are various renewable energy projects that are taking place currently. Over and above that, we are also driving the bioenergy, the biogas project with ARC and the University of KwaZulu-Natal. And the specific reasons why we are doing that. That project focuses at household level. I know that BMW South Africa is also driving, I mean, the biogas system. If you go to Roslyn in Pretoria at the BMW plant, you'll see the big biogas system that they've put it there, using energy for various reasons. For us as Water Research Commission, besides the fact that the biogas system is safe, it has been tested, it addresses three elements that I've highlighted earlier on. One, the biogas system, it provides an opportunity for smallholder farmers to generate, I mean, slurry or fertilizers that they can use for vegetable garden. That's number one. Number two, the fact that the biogas system is being, I mean, constructed by local people, it creates job opportunity for those people, but also stimulate local economy. The third point is the fact that, I mean, as part of the energy mix, majority of households, they are using the biogas system for cooking, for heating, for lighting, I mean, at night and so on. And we have done cost-benefit analysis. And the results shows that, I mean, those who are using biogas system, at least they save between 700 to 900 rand per month, I mean, on electricity through the initiative that has been initiated by Water Research Commission. If you look at this slide, there's a very strong connection, and colleagues, please take note of this fact that, I mean, undernourishment does not have boundaries. Whatever issues that are affecting other SADC countries also has got an impact in this country. If you look at the latest SA Stats report, it shows that, I mean, 1 out of 4 households, they are food insecure. But if you look at food security issues at national level, we are secured compared to at households level. At household level, we are insecured. The same applies if you look at various countries in the SADC region. Undernourishment is a big thing, and this thing is also linked to crop yields. It's also linked to how the agriculture sector is driving its activity, especially at smallholder level. Another issue that we also need to think about is the quality of food that we are producing. The food that we are producing, are they nutritious? I mean, do they have got good nutrient content, and are they healthy? These are some of the questions that we are asking ourselves. As you are aware that climate change impacts on agriculture is a problem, and we do believe that, I mean, especially majority of our people have got low ability or low adaptive capacity to deal with the natural vagaries that we are facing, that is being faced by various climate sensitive sectors like agriculture, water, energy, biodiversity, and so on. There's a need for us to make sure that, I mean, we provide smallholder farmers with the various climate change adaptation strategies that they can use. This slide focuses on the projected changes in agriculture productivity by 2020, and it's highlighting the fact that, I mean, if we continue with the business as usual scenario, we're going to have serious problems. We know that, I mean, climate change add additional stresses on this existing socio-economic challenges that we're facing. So we've got the responsibility, and I'm happy that, I mean, various government departments are developing climate change response policies like DIA. DAF has got, I mean, climate change adaptation sector plans. Same applies with the Department of Water and Sanitation. So there are various activities taking place, but we need to harmonize those activities and also making sure that, I mean, we send a consistent message. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on legislation policy strategies for the water sector in South Africa, but suffice to say that the National Climate Change Response Policy and the National Development Plans talks about, I mean, integrated or Nexus, I mean, making sure that, I mean, we drive our activities in a Nexus way. Our constitution also takes cognizance of the fact that, I mean, every one of us is the right to access, I mean, quality food, water, and so on. We still have got a long way to make sure that, I mean, all these policies also take cognizance of the role played by water, energy, food nexus initiatives. The same applies, I mean, with energy sector. They've got various plans, strategies, policies, and so or legislation. Colleagues, there are still gaps. This is work in progress, and we do believe that, I mean, if National Climate Change Response Policy, I can't remember when are they going to review it, but when I was still at Department of Environmental Affairs, we tried our level best to take cognizance of the roles or the activities that are taking place across various climate sensitive sectors. The existing policy in the energy sector have been driven by the need to promote industrialization and economic development. Colleagues, we've got the responsibility to make sure that, I mean, these sectors are also creating job opportunities for our people. We know that government does not create jobs. Government provides a policy that creates, I mean, an environment wherein private sector will be able to play, I mean, an active role in making sure that, I mean, jobs are created through the system. As I've indicated to you earlier on, the prioritization of energy generation has often created new conflict, and the expansion of coal mining in Mpumalanga threatened food security, food production, and the broader environment. This is the reality. I mean, we've seen it in the Carte Blanche program and also in different, printing media. We need to make sure that, we take care of our natural resources. The good thing is that there's need for greater alignment. The water energy funds could apply to align energy sector policies and also improve sustainability. Last night when I was watching news, and there was a message which shows that ESCOM is proposing 15% increase for the next 3 years. I said to myself, and if that is the case, it means that some of us, we're going to suffer, which means that, if we don't come up with a fallback plan or other options through maybe a biogas system,